Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Who killed Jeffrey Epstein?
This doesn't look right. It doesn't look like a suicide.
You know, Epstein's an intelligence asset for people in the Middle East, right? I'm like, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, you sure of that? The person, let's say, is like, I'm absolutely sure of that. His plane and that island, the cameras, there's a big assumption out there that these videotapes were exclusively in the custody of Epstein. That's a huge mistake. The reason they wanted this story to go away is because there's an assumption like, oh yeah, Epstein had him. No, he wasn't the only one who had him, according to this source. These assets, that's why this blackmail story makes so much sense.
There are a lot of people who are knee deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you know, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would, or at least
Do you think that would restore trust? Help restore trust?
Yeah, I don't know about Epstein so much as I do the others. Certainly about the way he died. It would be interesting to find out what happened there because that was a weird situation and the cameras didn't happen to be working, et cetera, et cetera.
I want to talk to you about the Epstein case. I have worked on this for years, trying to get those records of who flew on Epstein's plane and who helped him build this international human trafficking ring.
Absolutely, Senator. Child trafficking has no place in the United States of America, and I will do everything, if confirmed as FBI director, to make sure the American public knows the full weight of what happened in the past.
Release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. A
lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable.
Flight logs tied to accused trafficker Jeffrey Epstein have been released to some conservative political commentators. They walked out of the White House holding binders labeled the Epstein files.
There was an expectation that this was going to be bigger. You had the same expectation.
We all did. And the FBI handed over a couple hundred pages of documents. But, you know, Sean, I gave them a deadline of Friday at 8 a.m. to get us everything. And a source had told me where the documents were being kept. Southern District of New York, shock. So we got them all by, hopefully all of them, Friday at 8 a.m., thousands of pages of documents. I have the FBI going through them, and Cash is also, now that we have Cash here, it's a game changer, of course. And, you know, we're going to go through it as fast as we can, but go through it very cautiously to protect all the victims of Epstein.
Now, is that the only thing that would be redacted? Will everything else be made public?
It's always about protecting the victim. But you know what? We believe in transparency, and America has the right to know.
What we know is that this was a large network of high-profile, high-dollar predators who abused untold numbers of minors. Only one person has been prosecuted for these crimes, and that is Ghislaine Maxwell.
If there was a video of some guy or gal committing felonies on an island, and I'm in charge, don't you think you'd see it?
If you have access to it.
If I have it, period.
Right.
If I have it.
Right. If you have it.
Right.
But you can't say that you have it.
No, we're giving you everything we have.
So far.
Everything we have so far is
Have you guys gone over all the video that's available?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. That's what takes so much damn time.
Did Jeffrey Epstein himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file.
The Epstein files. Let me say something, please. What's the answer to that?
The answer to that is the same as everything else. I'm not going to withhold information from the American public ever, but I'm also not going to rush to get it out there in a format in which they can't rely on it. So on the Epstein matter or any other matters, we are diligently working on that, and it takes time to go through years of investigations, years of political maneuvering, and years of cover-up to get the American people what they deserve. And that's what I'm going to give them. And you're going to get the video of the cell. And you're going to see for yourself.
We do have video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire. However, the video does show in that specific block that he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards going to basically check on him, come back. You'll see no one really comes out in that bay, in that area, than him. There's no one in there. When you combine that with the other evidence we will be releasing in the coming weeks, we're still finalizing some of the products.
I think this obviously goes way deeper than what we're led to believe, and I believe that we'll never get this information, which is what I've said this whole time. I mean, if powerful people are really implicated, why would they just give up their power to go to jail? We know that the system is rigged in favor of them.
To me, it's just crazy how passionate they were before they got in.
Rightfully so, though. Of course they were.
Like, these people were like, we're going to get this. We need this. This has to happen. And then y'all get in there. Then it's saying, I don't feel like y'all tried at y'all's full capability. I'm not going to say that. I don't know what they did.
It's clear what happened.
But you guys were very passionate about it.
It's very clear what happened, bro. They got there, they got the information, and they were told by the higher-ups, the elites, you will not release
And then
this.
Trump deflects.
Even Trump is under control by these people. This is scary, y'all. This is some real life showing that there are people who are more powerful than the people that we are electing running America. Like, there are elites. How did Jeffrey Epstein how did he get caught in the first place?
Well, they've been keeping tabs on him for a long, long time.
It wasn't the fact that they were keeping tabs on him.
They were.
It was something
They knew
else.
he was getting these massages and on.
So they got him with the Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, he was getting massages by kids in Florida. And
a lot of kids.
Yeah. And the officers, I guess the police department knew this already, and they let it go on for years.
Yeah, they did, because he's rich.
So I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah, you're right. It was the cops in Florida. Like, their parent reported him.
But it's just the fact that
then he went to court.
And they found his island.
This clip right here scared me the most, just seeing Cash Patel's eyes, how when they asked the question, he was looking around so much.
They're scared, bro. Look, they look like they're completely different. Those two dudes, remember what we said about them?
Yeah.
Remember what we said about them two dudes? I said those was our quarterback and running back, or our receiver and our running back. And they are not doing what we thought they would do at all. But you know, it goes like that. Sometimes you recruit a guy.
He's not even looking at her like that's crazy. Yeah. When somebody asks you a question like that, I would think you'd be looking at them.
You know, it's interesting. I just think they got in there and the powers that be shut them down. We should have expected this. But on another note, I did see another theory that people were speculating that Trump's keeping the list so he can hold it against the elites, so he can do his agenda untapped or unchecked, and it's like he's holding it over their head. That was a theory somebody said, but I don't know.
I hope that's true, but I mean, if the Democrats were doing this, we would be grilling them. So we got to keep it real.
They had a chance to release it.
I knew that this was a fishy story from day one, bro. I knew it. I knew as soon as we heard, we're gonna release the list, I knew it was BS.
Not releasing
and I knew, like, it's way too many people involved.
Trump's answer that we reacted to the other day was horrible. That was not a good answer.
He deflected. He did.
Yeah. It was clear. It's all very clear to me that the elites are not letting this go.
Well, we got some influencers on top of it, and they're going pretty hard on X right now. It's some crazy information now.
I was told yesterday on a phone call by a federal official, what do you want us to release? You know, there's bad images. You know, there's bad and nasty stuff there. I don't want it. I don't need it. Keep it. I don't need that. Nobody needs any abuse material on the internet. That's not what we're asking for. We don't want that. If it does include some third party that should be charged, then whatever. I don't need any of that on the internet. According to the FBI, that manila envelope right there, right in the image. This photo, by the way, from the government. That manila envelope contains a stack with Jeffrey Epstein using pseudonyms, different names. That box right there, see this little, this box? These are boxes of diamonds. Diamonds? Really? Remember Hunter Biden got a diamond from the Chinese government for their shady deals? Where the hell are those exactly? You know, there's no predator material. There's no abuse material in that. Why don't you just send us photos of them? I told this to top federal officials yesterday. Why not just release that? Look at all, you can't tell me that all of this is predator material. Why not just show people? Why not show people photos of the interior of his home, his paintings, his cars, his cookbooks? Why not start with that? The bloody and insulting idea that we're all out here calling for the release of child abuse material is probably the most insulting thing about all of this.
Yeah, we don't want that.
That's what we're ravenous for? Shut up! Makes me so angry.
No, Benny's pissed off because he covers this more than anybody. People get mad at him in the comments. Says, all right, Benny, this is clickbait because we're not getting it. Benny's actually finding some crazy stuff. If we cut that video's pretty crazy. But this video right here, it scared me. This right here is crazy, guys.
In one photo, labels on the binders are redacted, but are believed to have contained the names of young girls and women featured in specific videos. Another of what appears to be a dressing room in the home shows a large safe that was found containing a large amount of cash and passports. Oh, wow! Would you look at that? Here's the full picture of the famous hard drives photo. And what you can see above the hard drives photo is a redacted photograph. See that black photograph? That's not a black photograph. Someone's in that photo. Who could it be? Do you understand why we're pushing for this? Zoom in, shall we? If we can. Thank you, Killer Klein. Zoom in. Who's in that photo? This is a photo that sits above a locked closet drawer with what is, according to the special agent in charge.
And if y'all peep, that photo says government exhibit. This is what the government is releasing, guys.
With what is, according to the special agent in charge, with the FBI, the federal government's own documents, says they didn't put yellow evidence tape on all these hard drives. Jeffrey Epstein put yellow evidence tape on all those hard drives. Okay. You can't debate it. Why'd they black out that photograph? Who's in that photo? Is it Clinton? Gates? Obama? Who's in that photo exactly? You know, it's next to a military helicopter, a U.S. military helicopter. Isn't that curious? Boy, you don't get that close to a U.S. military helicopter or take rides on that without some real access to some really powerful people.
That's just scary.
Who was giving Jeffrey Epstein access to the U.S. military? Can somebody explain that? Yeah, that's a firsthand POV photo. It's framed. Who was given access to that exactly? Why they black out why'd they black out what's in this framed photograph right here?
We know why.
Who is so important to Jeffrey Epstein and so protected that they would black out that photo? That's strange. They didn't black out his books. They didn't black out other photographs. They didn't black out other things, like the names on these CDs.
See, the biggest cover-up's going to be that we don't want to harm any of the minors that were involved. Because if they can literally say that was a young girl we didn't want to expose.
Yes, BS.
They can say that every time.
That's BS.
They can literally say that's why we can't, it's hard for us to fight because it was the government.
It's not though, because they can still release the names.
I'm going off Dan
people who did it.
Bongino's. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm going off Dan Bongino's first theory. He was a foreign intelligence asset. I think that is the most. If he has all this stuff that he was collecting and hiding and keeping records of, why? Who does that? Normal people don't do that.
There's no way that was in there.
No, that's a real picture.
That's a real picture.
That's a real picture. He also had a picture of George Bush throwing a paper plane around 2 Jenga towers.
This shit is scary,
or maybe that's made
man.
up.
This shit is scary, man, because the helicopter, that's just not okay, bro.
Bill Clinton is
That's
the
not
biggest.
okay. Well, we know Bill Clinton was on there. I mean, that's literally, everybody knows that. That's why they left that name on there. They said, well, everybody knows Bill's on there.
Yeah.
Where's Bill right now? He's out of jail.
It says
do.
That's what I'm saying. So he's not actually on there.
Bill's one of the biggest people that was connected with him.
But they haven't charged him, so clearly he's not on there. There is
is,
no
though.
list.
It
There's
is
no
a
real list.
They won't release it. It is a real list, bro. He was locking everybody, but they won't release it.
No. That's what I'm saying.
It's gone.
Though. They're not giving the real list at all. So to say Bill Clinton's on the real list, but we actually don't know what's the real list because.
See, but they released the flight logs and Bill Clinton was on those.
That's the only name we
multiple
seen.
times. Like if you go watch the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, they'll even mention that. We watched it.
It's just like, where is Bill?
He's living his life. That's what I'm saying. So
he's
Bill
old.
Clinton
is
America.
rich, bro. Bill Clinton has done so much corrupt stuff in his career. Him and Hillary, they stole billions of dollars from Haiti. He was on the Epstein list. He was having sex in the White House. He's done all type of stuff and gotten away with it. What makes people think it's going to change down? He's one of the powerful elites that's being protected. You think they're going to let a former president go down as a pedophile? Are you kidding me?
Exactly. So
me?
We're sitting here acting like we're going to get this shit for no reason. We're not.
I said that. Now you
And,
finally.
I've been said
We're not.
that since
we're not,
day one.
We're not.
Since day
but
one.
people are now saying on Twitter, didn't somebody just said that they're releasing it now?
They said they're looking into it again. They're still looking into them.
We're working on it.
Yeah, whatever. You had your chance.
Working on it.
Okay, so there's at least 4 reasons why you would think the president and the administration would be doing full-on disclosure. First, it's the right thing to do for the victims. Second, they promised that they would be transparent about this. 3, the MAGA movement, as best we can tell, certainly many of its leaders, like you, are for it. But certainly, at least I surveyed I asked everyone on two-way this morning on the morning meeting. Go in the chat if you're a 3-time Trump voter, say what you think they should do, and very pro-disclosure. And 4, they've handled it badly in so many ways, and just the politics of it suggests that the way to recover from such a poor handling of it would be to comply with the other 3 things. So what's on the other side? Why wouldn't they be disclosing? And the answers are not great. Either they're trying to protect people, or there's an intelligence connection that they're trying to protect, as best I can tell.
Both of them. I think they're both of them.
I struggle, despite what I said about the two-way community, I struggle with knowing whether there's political damage here for the president. In the midterms, people say, there won't be turnout in the midterms, or his approval rating will go down. MAGA is very resilient. MAGA fights with the president sometimes and then moves on. And I don't know that this is a qualitatively different
know
case.
something as
There's a lot of
well?
emotion around this. There's a lot of
See that Harvard sweatshirt? You remember we watched on a documentary. He was funding a lot of their research.
Yeah.
He was one of the people
That's what I'm saying, bro.
with the donors giving them millions of dollars for their research. So you think that being directly tied to the richest university in the United States is another reason? Bro, there's so much money this would like be taking a Jenga piece out and watching a tower come down. You think they're gonna let that happen?
No, they're not.
No.
But I do believe that they do not like this guy. And
gonna
they
be a
want.
domino effect.
I believe that they actually want to release it, but they cannot. Trump literally at the beginning of the video.
They wanted to, and then they realized what's at
cannot.
stake. They're
Exactly,
gonna
that's what I'm saying. They want to.
I think
They were told
I
not
think
to.
if someone was to release it, they're sacrificing their life.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, not even possibly. 100%.
It's got to be that.
I think if they knew that, I might lose my job if I release it, they still do it. You're gonna lose your life.
Yeah, they'll probably,
You're going to
have
die.
their family members
Yeah, they're gonna take your money,
tied up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
Well-
it's way too much involved, bruh. I just would never sit here and believe that. Oh, it's not true. He killed himself. Oh, there's no list. Yeah, BS. No way. No way. No way. No way.
Yeah. Well,
resonance around it. There are a lot of leaders, including some MAGA leaders who often disagree, who seem to agree on this. There's not much support for the president's position, except for people who he hired. So I don't really know where it's going or how much damage it will do. But I do think that the two ledgers, the two sides of the ledger, seem pretty clear, and it's incumbent upon them to not put out a statement or say some things on the fly, but to have a long and detailed explanation of why they're choosing the course they're choosing, because the way they've done it so far is only arousing suspicion.
I don't know why they won't do that. That would literally cool the situation down.
It would. Come up with an explanation that the whole administration is going to do, because when y'all say contradicting things and then say you're going to get it, we're working on it, like we're some children that are asking for a favor over and over and we're going to forget. We're not going to forget. Like, this is what people voted for, transparency. And this is one way that, they haven't been very transparent about this. So I do think they got to figure out some type of statement to make. And I'm honestly surprised that they're not smart enough to realize that it's a bad look.
Me too.
Like, you would think that they would have had a plan for how they were going to address this.
Maybe just maybe, they didn't know, bro. I truly
whatever.
think that's what it is.
Nah.
Like, they came in and they're like, look, buddy, somebody came in there and slammed the binders on the desk. This is why we're not gonna do this. This is why we cannot do it.
Nah.
I think that they truly wanted to do it.
Nah.
I think Cash and Dan Bongino wanted to do it.
Till they got in that room, because I think a lot of people come into the government with good intentions. And then
Exactly.
once you get there, you get corrupted.
That's what happened.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That
They have something on them.
That I can agree with.
It's like
right
we'll
there.
kill your whole family if you release it.
Oh yeah, something is deeper than we know.
Damn. It might not. It could be that crazy, but it might not even be that crazy. But if Jeffrey didn't,
they're acting.
if Jeffrey didn't,
everyone's shook.
Commit suicide, they're willing to kill behind this. So But I mean, they exposed the prince though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they allegedly.
No
on there.
evidence, though.
His is just as deep as everyone else's.
It's like Bill Clinton. There's still
They
no
exposed
evidence
some
for
people.
it.
No, they didn't.
No one has went to jail.
No one has been exposed.
If you've been exposed, you've been in jail.
Allegedly tied to it, but no
Yeah.
one's been nothing
Like
concrete.
red-handed.
He on the phone right now. Yeah.
That's his girl. She in jail.
No, I know. I'm talking about on the phone right now.
I see
Yeah,
some
man.
theories that say she not in jail.
After the military helicopter, I fully believe that he was
So question about
You wanna
that.
know
Question
something?
about that though. So he's a foreign intelligence agent, right?
Yes, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So that would mean that so another country is spying on the U.S. with him.
Allegedly.
So why would the U.S. protect someone who's spying against us?
Hey,
That doesn't explain
we
it
ain't
to
gonna
me.
explain it. But that
Don't sit here and play dumb.
They say that he
You better
was
use your
basically
thinking
a
cap.
foreign intelligence agent for the country that people
I
sometimes are
understand.
upset that we fund them for their wars. So this is even that. But you know what we're talking about?
Listen.
Yes.
All right.
And another thing, I'll end on this note. They say that there's no list and no client list. So then why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? For sex trafficking minors to nobody? For sex trafficking minors for nothing? It's all fake?
That's so
fuck
weird.
out of here.
Come on, bro.
Let us know what y'all
I'm
think,
sorry,
guys.
I'm cursing. Sorry.